Welcome to the LightStyle Blueprint. This is a life guide to allow you to live life from a different perspective, to come back into effortless energy. The guide is simple. It's really about assessing every life dimension from one perspective, from the perspective of the organic life, nature. We are with this organic body that is attuned to the organic frequency of 7.83 hertz, the frequency of the soul of Mother Earth. And then everything in the modern life is trying to disconnect us from that. Literally everything from the houses we live in to the cities to the technology, everything. It is the dance between the synthetic grid and the organic grid. On the synthetic grid, it's all based on cube and linear rectangular, like houses, doors, laptop, phones, cities, skyscraper, everything. And it's based on the cube geometry that is containing energy. It's not allowing to flow infinity. And then on the organic grid, it is spiral, fractals, Fibonacci numbers. It is sacred geometry that allow infinity to flow, to allow the current recycle and flow of energy towards different layers of torus fields, layers of duality of the plus and the minus, the above white light source, and then the below black gravity, thick water, and then we have the masculine, the feminine, we have the dance of the non-physical, the physical. And behind all that is like we need to just allow ourselves to live more and more in nature, be outside of the house, and find some type of play with this, coming back into playing with nature. And that's when grid work comes in hand. When we start doing grid work, going to hotspot on the ley line, the the different nodes of the spider web of Mother Earth, and then we are in relationship with the nature around these nodes. We're communicating with the tree, with the spirit of the land. We're communicating with the sky, with the air, with the sun, with everything in that moment. That moment is amplified because in that location the energy are amplified. We start seeing beyond the veil. And basically, like, I travel to many planet, many civilization, and the station that I see that are most in harmony, they are the one that are most in tune with the soul of the planet, with the grid of the planet. And their life is very intentional, moment per moment, on how they are serving the soul of the planet, how they are relating, how they are making love to it, the way they eat, the way they sleep, the way they think, the way they walk, everything, every tiny moment. So we need to bring back this foundation. And more that you're aware of it, more and more you're cleaning your channel, your pillar, more and more you're allowed to receive life, receive existence, receive Mother Earth, receive all the essence. And through that, life become immersive. Basically, the synthetic grid has disconnected us in multiple layers through our chakras, through our pineal gland, through our different spiritual technology, our different layers, to numb us, to um, bring us in a state of almost being a zombie, where we end up being separated energetically, veiled even more, and we're not aware of the beauty, the magic, the mystical of all the layers that are constantly everywhere. Through walking nature and being aware of the gnomes, the fairies, the different elementals, the each tree spirit talking to us, the wind speaking to us, every layer. So more and more that you're opening up your channel, opening up yourself, more and more life become immersive, more and more you realize that you're not alone. So you're in communication with everything, everything becomes a friend. So that's how you don't get bored. The foundation of biggest life dissatisfaction is that when you don't have anything to do, well, the first thing you do is you open up the TV or the phone, or you're bored, right? You're bored because you don't have a connection with nature, with the organic world. So once we reconnect to the depth of our spiritual senses, well, we realize, wait, well, I cannot be bored. I have this like body that is like multidimensional technology. This is the ultimate tool. This is the ultimate piece of art. Every pieces of the body is like having so much technology. Like in the palm there's chakra, in the tip of fingers there's sensors. Each finger is linked to different element. There's so much things that I can navigate with into like just creating balls of energy. I can move energy in a way of like doing some kind of a qigong. I can start working out, contracting my muscle and realizing the depth of the strain of each muscle, because each muscle has a different personality, a different trait, a different channel. Basically, the body is a map. If I give you an example, a few days ago, I hit myself on the nose. Smashed the door around my nose, which was a big lesson for me. I was having some type of mental clarity of what is my next step, but I didn't embody it yet. And my body and my guide and the universe told me, wait, like, right? And then when I got hit, I was like, whoa, what's going on? I was like in a big pause in between time, and I stepped back, right? So then I realized all these messages, but then I realized, wait, what is the technology of the nose, right? Every moment you can ask yourself these questions. So then I brought my attention in the nose here where I hurt myself, and I just sat with it, sat with it, sat with it. And then slowly I started feeling or visualizing like there's doors opening. So I entered the portal, energical portal of the door of the nose. And then through that, there was a whole like architecture that opened that I was never aware of. That opened up like different layers in the back of my throat, because the nose is linked to identity, and the identity is how you speak. There's so many different layers. Everything is interconnected. It's the mask. It's the movie of Pinocchio. So every piece of your body has a specific symbolism, language, message, and we can explore all this through dance, through qigong, through a form of like intuitive workout, a form of intuitive heating. So when we're eating, it's the same. It's like we need to eat the different chakra, we need to eat the rainbow. So we eat something that is more heavy dense to root ourselves, so something like carrots or potatoes that are on the ground. So, and then when I eat it, I'm making love to it. I try it cooked, I try it raw. I when I eat it, I tap into the essence of that specific potato. Where is it coming from? I can start seeing it. I can muscle test. Is it in our North America? Is it right away when I start asking question? I start seeing it. I start channeling, and then I start seeing. Well, is this organic or is coming from like a factory, or is like whatever, like synthetic made. And sometimes you're gonna realize, wait, like they say this apple is organic, but it's not. I can tap into, I can see it, like this is man made in a big factory. So, and then they say it's organic because they don't use pesticide, but still it's like man made. It's not coming from pure nature, it's not coming from a land, right? So there's different layers. So through that, you cannot be fooled in life, because you can tap into your own channel, and then the frequency that is everywhere, and then the spirit of everything, and then you're receiving the true information. So at the end of the day, there's one thing to do, is just to clear more and more of our channel. And then to do this properly is to practice every day, learning how to channel. I suggest people to go on Zoom, press record, put your headphone, you locked in eye covers, You create yourself in a space, in a zone, you have the right setting, and it's like you're serving yourself for 15 minutes. You start with what you know. Okay, I bring attention to my heart. I see a green energy. And then you flow with it. You express. As you express, you narrate. As you narrate, the fields start co-creating with you. Your guides start co-creating with you. And then things come out of nowhere. Oh, wait. Now my heart, there's a beautiful white gemstone. I feel it. Oh, wait. My nipples are activating. There's sensors. Oh, wait. This energy is moving up the throat. It's clearing. Okay, my lips now are activating differently. And then you express, and then there's a whole story. And sometimes you start expressing, you don't know where this goes, and then you continue for 5, 10, 20 minutes, who knows, and eventually it's like, oh, everything makes sense, everything kind of like summarize itself, close itself, integrate itself, and it's always some type of a cycle, a story. But this is how we practice in the day-to-day, having like a focused practice. But then after that, in your day to day, you're always micro channeling everything. When you're eating, when you're going taking a shower, like you're channeling the spirit of the water coming all around you. And then you try with hot water. What's the difference with cold water? How your body's reacting, how the spirit is different. You experiment, you try, you feel. You don't need to see all the time. You can just use also your gut feeling, your womb technology feeling, and navigating yourself with just like, how do I feel now? Right? Using the breath. So in a way, it's about like bringing intimacy with ourselves. It's really about that. So when you're bored, it's because you're afraid of, about being intimate with yourself. It's just that. And that's why you're distracting yourself with different things. So we need to learn to be uncomfortable, because as we're learning something new, it's always uncomfortable. But then slowly we navigate, we explore, we film ourselves, right? Film ourselves doing a video, dancing, doing a qigong practice, a yoga practice, doing a workout. And then I watch myself, I explore, and then I see different um, layers of my movement. And then I see, wait, there's this thing here in my right knee. What is it? And then I can analyze that, because the way I walk, the way I move is going to show me exactly my alignment. And it's going to show me exactly like what are the refinement I need to do in my position, my pillar, in my anchor, how I stand, right, in life. It all come back to our relationship with life, our relationship with existence, our relationship with God, which is all the same, and which is the relationship with the self. So how you relate with yourself, how you're frustrated at yourself, angry at yourself, hating yourself, you're gonna project outside, right? And then life is gonna give you different mirrors to always like uh, signal you or alert you of like, hey, wait, you didn't see this, right? You didn't see this, you didn't see this. So that's the mindset. The mindset is like everything is a mirror. Everything that is outside of me, I created. Either my conscious mind, subconscious mind, my soul, my higher self, my monad, God created this reality for me to reflect back what I need to dance with, to assess, to be aware of. All right. So whatever is happening, there's a traffic in front of me. I created traffic. Sometimes I created traffic because I need to pause. I need to listen. What did I didn't listen? And then when I listen, I transmute it. Then traffic magically just vanish. This happened to me in the past. And then you can do this with like your flight being delayed. You can do this with your car having issues. Everything, every details. The thermostat in the house is like suddenly like just eating up, rising, and then you're like, wait, what happened? Is it broken? No, it's not broken. It's the energy of it that is trying to talk to you. There's something in that room that is calling your attention. Bring attention to your body. Where is it calling you? Wait, okay, it's in the belly. It's in the belly. I put my attention there. I go in the portal of the belly, open the door, and then what I see, what I feel, and then I allow my body to move the energy. I transmute. There should be some type of burping, farting, sweating, crying, twitching, whatever it is, there's always a body confirmation. And then when you have the body confirmation, you receive the message and then you move on. And then sometimes you need to come back the next day and the next day and next day. This happened to me for like 5 days. The thermostat would like just keep calling me. Like every morning, it would go up randomly, and then I would just like realign, feel it in my belly, feel it. And there was some type of like energy I needed to clear, and then I cleared it, and then never needed to fix it physically. And this happened with technology, your laptop. Sometimes you're on a website, it bugs. Just now, before this video, I was looking at something on my laptop. My whole laptop froze. I was like, and I felt like squeeze in my body. I was like, ugh. I didn't even try to fix it. I was like, I'm just gonna close everything down. The energy is telling me like I'm kind of like resisting making this video. Just let's just press play and do the video. And yeah, I'm doing this freestyle flowing. I have the written guide. I can follow like a bit of the structure of it, but I'm just pouring whatever I it's coming out right now. So the mindset is really that it's like life should be easy, it should be effortless, and we're basically just making it hard by um not being aware of our channel and disconnecting ourselves. We're just creating different layers of veils and interference. So we need to just allow ourselves to receive life, receive ourselves, being intimate with ourselves, receive like the depth of our body, like realizing the, the technology that we're being gifted. It's all different layers of like, wait, like you're not aware of like this piece of art, like what is this, from the soul perspective, like what the soul been dreaming about having a body for eon, right? And then right now you're in the body and you're like not even enjoying the body. And it's like, how do you make love to yourself, right? How you do one thing is how you're gonna do everything, right? So the way you make love to yourself, well, you judge yourself, you have like thoughts of shames, do you really enjoy the moment? Are you mental masturbating, uh visualizing something or someone? Are you watching something on the screen that is a flat 2D technology of the synthetic grid, right? That is separating you and your field, or you're kind of like circulating energy, and then you're summoning different pieces of your energy, and then like a bit like doing mirror work with your inner child or your inner feminine, inner masculine. You're extending different version and then bringing them back, and then through that it's like a whole energetical like microcosmic, and through this you can get massive arousal. We experience this easily in psychedelic, but you don't need psychedelic, you just need that intention, the will of wanting it, creating the right setting, and then going in some type of energetical space, etheric temple, astral temple, and then you can call in your guide. It is basically a channeling session, it's a ceremony. Everything is. And then when you're learning to do this with yourself, being intimate with yourself, taking the right amount of time to fully experience the ceremony, because like if you experience a ceremony of 5 minutes while you didn't stretch it, you need to stretch it. Like for me, I realized that over time, like a good deep meditation is at least an hour, 15 minutes, an hour and a half. There's something with an hour and a half cycles. So maybe you want to explore a 1 hour and a half self-love, self-pleasure ceremony where you don't need to go and touch yourself for an hour and a half, but you're expressing. It's a whole dance. There's a opening, there's a building up, there's an exploration, there's a reflection, there's an abyss, there's an integration, there's a build up again, there's some type of roller coaster, and then at the end there's a whole integration, right? Life is all that. It's all the hero journey of Joseph Campbell. So yeah, I'm speaking a bit in all direction. In the physical guide, there's different themes. The second most important theme is self-love. In life, we either do things out of self-love or self-hate constantly. If life is dual, and as we're experiencing in our day to day, every decision is like, am I taking that decision out of rejecting a part of myself, or in full alignment of like, this is a yes, my body is saying yes, my soul is saying yes, my my ego is saying yes, there's an alignment towards that, boom, aligned action. And then sometimes, like, when we're just aware of like, wait, I said yes but I wanted to say no, well, what part of myself am I rejecting, what part of myself am I hating? There's always layers of ourselves that we're hating. And ultimately we realize that we hate ourselves. But can we find love for hating ourselves? Because it is okay to be having depth of shadows, right? At the end of the day, it's like, can we find love for our shadows? Can we find love for being messed up? Can we find love for being messy, ugly, weak? Can we find love for being um, non-productive? Can we find love for being lazy? Right? We all have these aspects, but the world want us to be becoming, to be producing, to be always going, go, 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 go. So we become addicted to becoming. The moment we wake up, it's like, what do I need to do? What I need to manage? What I need to mix to fix, right? And then I get solo dopamine hits on breakthroughs, spiritual breakthroughs, mental breakthroughs, physical breakthroughs, receiving a new client, money, a next level, a new country travel, a bigger number on my list, or whatever it is, right? This is all logical. It's all quantify. It's all reasoning. It's all mental. It's all masculine, right? And then through that there is some type of a workaholic that is not necessarily like working nonstop, but it's like mental workaholic of like constantly trying to level up, changing timeline, more. But you're not really here. You're not appreciating the moment. You're not satisfied of your current version. And once you start realizing all this, you can come back into center and realizing, wait, there's nothing to change in my life. Nothing outside of me is going to change anything. Not a new partner, a new job, a new more money, or whatever it is. Can I find that that energy of arriving, landing here and now? And then through that, there's a foundation, and you can feel it in the root. It become hot, and it's like a gentle heat. I feel it now. And in that gentle heat, you can start taking action at a different state, at a different energy, without pushing, without trying to validate yourself, or validate yourself to others, or prove yourself, or any layers. So you're more relaxed. Your nervous system is more rested. Basically, like, once you understand the depth of this work, you realize that the whole world never fully rests. Never fully rests. Because even when they humans sleep, they are disconnected from the 7.83 hertz frequency of Mother Earth, because the whole synthetic grid is on 6 hertz. And then on top of that, they have all the mental loop, all the worries, all the emotion, all the things. So so what's happening is that the moment they fall asleep, the brainwaves slow down. They're not able to go down to the deepest slow brainwave, and then they disconnect, they drift off, and then they leave the body, and then they get magnetized by the astral net. So everyone is being magnetized up, floating inside of the firmament, which is the first layer, the astral net. And then and then through that, energetically we get plugged. Most of the time in the back of the head we get plugged, and then we're watching simulated dreams in the astral that has been created by higher dimensional AI, which are different story of us that feel slightly not like us, that are being triggering different shadow emotions, and then we're just getting harvested. The whole system that we live in is all about micro payments of harvested energy constantly that we're giving to the matrix, the system, to sustain the system, to sustain the firmament. So the whole journey is to reclaim our energy, mainly in our belly, which is the depth of the black current, the gravity, the mother aspect, the raw life force, before we give it a direction, before we give it a meaning. Because like direction, meaning, ideas, inspiration come from above. They're all thoughts, they're all light. And then everything that is coming from below is potential. It is it's black current that has no form yet, doesn't know where to go. So it at first a bit chaotic, but we can slow it down into a still obsidian egg, and eventually a still pillar within ourselves, and then unifying them together. And that's when we start creating faster. But creating faster doesn't mean to create with our physical body, our hand. It's really about unifying both. And then through that, there is some type of reality shift. And then, boom, it's happening in front of us magically. There's something happening. So, coming back to self love, just to rebuild the foundation, the root chakra, feeling safe, secure in that body. Always asking myself, like, okay, I just hit myself on the nose, right? What is the layer of me that hate my body? I hit my body, right? Subconscious, I just hit my body. This happened constantly in the last 12 months. I broke my arm. I lost my hair. So there's this pattern of me that is so subconscious, I'm not aware of it. But there's a layer of me I hate in my body. So I've been coming back into deeper layers of like, okay, what is it? Listening to the body, finding love the body, finding the moment, hugging the body, doing body practice, listening, thinking, finding so much gratitude. And then gratitude, it's like, yes, you can have the intention to be grateful, say grateful words, but gratitude come naturally when you're expanded, when your heart is open. It's like naturally, it's like you start crying out of gratitude. You don't need to force gratitude, right? So once you start finding these moments, I had one of these moments earlier when I was doing grid work in my node near the family house. And then I was like, I'm so grateful for this incarnation. And realizing the depth of incarnation and so many layers came in. I was just naturally crying. And then through that there's an upgrade, right? There's always a give. So I've been speaking for 30 minutes already. God is the same. It's just a relationship. It's like we all have a different reality, therefore a different relationship with God, a different understanding of God, and it's never going to be evolving. God is always evolving, but there's a co-creation of that super consciousness, the absolute, that is the creator and the destroyer together. Because if it's just the creator, it's still in duality, and it's that whatever, like 0 point awareness potential observing the duality of. So it's like, in a way, it's like the trinity. There's the observer, and then there's the duality together. So it's just like loving both sides, just holding space. It is the ultimate space holder, the ultimate environment, the ultimate healer. Not healing, just holding space for the healing to happen. And then can we build a relationship with that? We're building relationship with everything, with different layers of everything: the body, the air, the room, the camera, and then there's an infinite intelligence to that. And then I can bring it in, but it's never going to be exactly like my relationship with God is going to be exactly like your relationship with God. Because we all have different path, different journey, different background, different essence that are so deeply unique. Like your fingerprint is like unique. Your avatar, that you're being right now is never going to be created in the entire multiverse, right? So that uniqueness is like, that's your relationship with God, your relationship with it, from eons. Nothing lasts in the omniverse experience, relationship, money, life, cycles, whatever. Even the soul doesn't last, but the thing that will always stay is the foundation of the relationship with the one, with the absolute. It will always last because we're always tied into it. More and more we remember that we are it, but it's like always a constant mirror. So bring attention of in your heart here and in pure white light. Just being held by it. And now it's switching into black light, the opposite of it, and then you can feel the root softening. And then there's a unification together into the 0 point, white and black, swirling like the yin and yang. And there's a splash of energy of pure, formless, transparent crystal that I cannot explain. It just is, and it's like being everywhere. It's tapping into the infinite, realizing that I am sitting right now, floating in the infinite. So it comes down to that. In the physical guide, there's multiple different layers of life, but it's really about just bringing that awareness in every moment of life, in everything we do, in relationship with everything, even how we go to the bathroom. Like, can you be aware of the energy circulating when you are going to the bathroom, when you're, yeah, doing anything in a relationship, in a communication? Like, can you feel the distortion in the relationship? Can you express, hey, like I feel this and this and that, or you're not gonna say it, you're just gonna shut down? Like, if there's only one person acting, behaving, well, and the other is passive, well, there's no dance, right? In that communication, there's no dance. Everything is a dance, right? And in that dance, it's like, well, if I do that and the other party of the dance isn't moving, well, there's no dance together. So it's like, if I do that, then there, there's a following, right? And when you dance in partner work like with salsa bachata, you learn about that. But it's the same. Like, there's a dance in that communication. There's a dance in that relationship with everything. So you need to learn to make love, to dance in every moment, every communication, every relationship, every moment of everything, and learning about that, and then slowly your life slow down. Slowly there's like energy that you're removing from your shoulders. You don't need anything anymore. You don't need to become, you don't need to buy anything, you don't need anything. Even sleeping, I talk about sleeping here. Like, we've been told to sleep on the bed, but it makes no sense. Like, we need to sleep flat on the floor, like just in savasana, and then allowing the gravity to rebuild the whole body. And then if we stop learning to drift out of our body constantly in our day to day, then when we fall asleep, naturally we're not being magnetized by the astral net, so we can stay in the body. And naturally we can fully rest, fully slow down their nervous system, and then giving that gift to our body of like massive pause, right? Which never happened in the entire life of 99.9% of humanity. And I'm speaking all this, and I'm still learning all that. I didn't master that. It's never ending lessons of more of it, right? But wow, like I've been doing so much progress towards that. And then through that, that's when we start rejuvenating the body. That's how we start hitting youthfulness. The only reason why humans they age is because they're disconnected from the flow, from their channel, from their body, right? They're just disconnected with everything that we just talked about, consuming all type of chemicals. There's chemicals in everything, in the air, right, with the chemtrails, in the water, right, and when we take shower from that water, there's chemical in the food, there's chemical in the product that we use to clean our clothes, to even most of our clothes are made of like plastic. Everything is made of plastic. There's so many layers, right? But yes, it helps to clear all these things using more like bio products, changing our clothes, things like that. It helps step by step. I don't need to change everything overnight. I'm more and more aware, more and more aware, more and more aware. I don't need to stop eating all the garbage overnight. I'm more and more aware, more and more aware. And naturally, I listen more. I listen more. I listen more. And over time, I'm like, wait, my body's telling me like, no, I don't want to eat this anymore. Okay, I don't want to eat this anymore. Right? The way I was eating a year ago is like completely different than how I'm eating now. That means that in 5 years from now, wow, I'm gonna be like different body, different person, different way of lifestyle, right? So don't overlook that awareness domino effect, how it can change your life over 5 to 10 years. Well, I don't want to speak too much. I'm gonna do a second version of this video, re-explaining all the layers here, of that guide. I'm talking about parenting, childhood, romantic relationship, traveling, grid work, shaking the body, tapping, right? Shaking the body, exploring different facets of the body, the voice, practicing to sing. Anna soy tara. Light language helps a lot. You can take my free course on light language on my website. I'm basically eventually trying to do a course about all these layers. I still need to do a course about sexuality and romantic relationship. I want to do a course about dancing. That's gonna be my next one for sure. Because when you express, like I'm doing right now, and creating these courses, I am integrating all the lessons. I am materializing wisdom. It's the main reason why I do these courses. I learn so much from it and explore so much different depth of myself. So voila, film yourself, explore yourself, communicate, express, and birth your universe. I'm gonna leave you with this. We're here to birth our universe. What does that mean? The best example is the movie Star Wars or Avatar. It's channeling an essence that we're here to seed. And through that, there's a song, there's a movie, there's a book, there's oracle card, there's a wardrobe, there's different statuette, there's the theme park, there's whatever you want to think about it. But only you could have birthed that because you were the perfect channel for it into like the perfect alignment of your natal chart, your childhood environment, your parents, the perfect avatar of who you are. So you're gathering the wisdom of your soul, you're gathering the wisdom of this current avatar and this life experience. You're combining all things that you learn in your life, from learning how to sing to dance to create like whatever. And then all these little moment, boom, you smash them together into your ultimate creation, your life work, your legacy. For me, what it seems to be going towards is that Arcturian novel that I'm going to extend into a 5 series books, and each book is going to be a different exploration of different species. But eventually, each book is coming back to the foundation of always reflecting back into the soul journey. There's always a slow back, brought back into like the soul that is experienced these incarnation. Ultimately, the uh, protagonist of all these 5 books is my soul. And then all these fractals, the starseed aspect of me, are merging in different layers of the book. But through that, I'm gonna create songs. I'm creating so many visuals already with AI. I'm gonna create um drawing oracle card. I'm gonna create a movie. I'm gonna create a specific dance. I'm gonna create a wardrobe. I started like seeing and feeling what type of clothes, what light codes. I'm gonna create paintings. I'm gonna create maybe like a retreat center. I'm gonna create eventually a city. Like the potentials are infinite, right? And when you know that you're so aligned with life, you realize, wait, I'm gonna be living for at least 1,000 years. So I have the time to create that masterpiece. I don't need to rush anything. If you know in your heart that you're gonna be here for a long time, because like you're a very powerful cell in the body of Mother Earth, then she needs you, and then she's honoring your path. She's gonna be supporting you. Well, you don't need to rush anything. You don't need to rush anything. Take a big breath all the way to the top. Another one. Expanding the belly. Voila. 42 minutes of yapping. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to do a version 2. Speaking the same concept, hopefully it's going to land differently. Explore the physical guide. Thank you so much. Peace out.